Oh,
Reptar, what was that? Oh,
No,
what was that?
There was.
I'm speechless.
We
I'm
have
sorry.
lost it.
You
Guys.
guys, I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been reported that Reptar and Wolf's wigs have been snatched and found on the face of Mars. They cannot.
My hairline's already receding, and it receded even more after the draft.
I have officially lost the ability to can, but what we can expect from this is SUNSPARKS. I cannot bet against this. This is way too good of a draft for SUNSPARKS, and I'd be a fool to go with ULVL. So it's gonna be 2-0. Gonna sleep early tonight, boys. How about you?
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Yes.
Here's the thing: if ULVL takes this game, I'm shaving half of my mustache. All right, SUNSPARKS.
You better.
Okay.
Let's go.
Remind Leo of that. Never forget what he just said.
Let's give it a bit of a recap as to why our panelists have to have that say and probably rendered speechless. But like what I've said, this is game number 2 between SUNSPARKS and ULVL, and let's break it down, okay? For the first picks, okay, Esmeralda was coming to play. I mean, we all love that. Jawhead Uranus, it's already a question because like what they've said earlier. But you know what? To make it all short, the Natalia Lilia Hellkurt is what made me go down the drain, unfortunately. So, and to top it all off, SUNSPARKS had let's say this. If you're making Ratatouille, this is the perfect mix. You know, this is the one of the perfect lineups that you could ever have in your overall draft. I mean, you'd be really happy. But
let's go!
Road to
Leo shaving half of his mustache. Let's go! Let's do it!
Okay, this blood will be going into the hands of ULVL. Okay, JP will be ejected and will be forced to use his skits to really go out of that sneaky fight. So far, early game aggression is with the hands of ULVL. Let's not count them out right now, but again, going back, Zeb receiving all the damage right here, and it's really just enough to poke the members of ULVL away. Oh my!
At least barely enough, but again,
yeah.
We still are seeing that ULVL, despite the shaky draft, there are still able to at least utilize some of their advantages. For example, this Hellkurt great in those early game poison stingers, but the problem is, again, how long can they keep that up? That's always going to be my question whenever someone makes a very good start. And that's what's going to be the difference maker here. Oh my god, Hellkurt Dark Knight Falls takes it off the Kaja. Will they get more? Apparently so. That is going to be 2 down for SUNSPARKS. Bottom lane still, we also see Escanor just dashing it in around the Cho, and now top lane is going to be wide open here for ULVL to go ahead and take it.
I was about to say earlier that ULVL has good early game aggression, and they are showing it right now. They are demonstrating it right now, and that's a good thing. But I would also agree with you with the question, how long? Because basically, if you're going to look at the overall draft of SUNSPARKS, they are in it to win it, and they could last all day with this kind of draft. So that leaves me the question, will ULVL be able to end this with the early game potential? Because once we reach the mid to late, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's going to be hugely difficult. He's got an emergency alert on my phone. Absolutely everything you could hope for, SUNSPARKS will be able to handle, I think, in the later parts of the game. But again, ULVL has this small window where they can fully utilize Unseen on the Natalia. I'm pretty sure that's going to be his signature hero if they manage to win this game. SUNSPARKS championship caliber team going at you right there. Now they're camping on bot lane. I think SUNSPARKS detects this. They are waiting, and they're not clashing directly with ULVL, which is just the right play to do. And now it's going to be the bottom lane here for ULVL. It's pretty free. That Hellkurt is hitting like a boss. It looks like that's going to be bottom lane tower going down here for ULVL. And mid lane will be the answer here for SUNSPARKS. That gold lead is not that far off, but it's still in the favor of the red side.
Definitely, but going back, it was a good call for Kilowatt to not really go into the rushes earlier, or else that would be an extra pickup for the side of ULVL. And the same thing, you know, SUNSPARKS just really being patient, not going onto the aggressive side, and this is what ULVL is really abusing right now. They know that later in the parts of the game will SUNSPARKS be able to move because they require some time in terms of economy and scaling, specifically giving space to this squad. But going back right here, this is what ULVL is initially trying to do. They are utilizing this. The more that they give space in the quad, this means a potential pickoff. But speaking of potential pickoff, looks like Falling Star will be onto Deb. Deb will be catching them all, but it's enough to give space to push that tower.
Oh my gosh! The lead here for ULVL. They are being given a very hard time here. Of course, they will go into him. Dark Knight falls! Takes out Green! Will there be more? Apparently so! That dives in with the ensemble force. Rafflesia misses on the Tyrant's Rage. Now will there be an answer? Apparently Kiluash will be giving over to JP that kill. Very good answer, but still. ULVL, what happened there? I think they're not done quite yet. Unseen wants to get something else, but will be stopped right there by JP.
Because ULVL has the stealth potential with the Hellcurt and with the Natalia, it's no question why they would want to go for skirmishes, fights, and you know, one-by-one pickoffs right here in our playing field. Because the moment that we will be having one of the biggest clash into the later parts of the game, they would be at a disadvantage once they utilize the Dark Knight Falls and alongside with Natalia's kit as well. You have to take note that there is this certain window wherein SUNSPARKS can turn this game around, and that is what ULVL is trying to prevent.
But looks like it's going to be a small mistake here. Dark Knight falls immediately after the pullback here. But looks like the team fight is still way too massive here for SUNSPARKS. Perfectly played on that engagement around the turtle pit. Wow, I gotta say, yeah, absolutely, that's how you play it.
Definitely, this is the replay that we have right now. I did mention that they need a certain window for SUNSPARKS to turn this game around, and that was a divine judgment that Deb was already inflicted on, and followed by the Blazing Duet and all throughout the kits of all the crowd control that SUNSPARKS has in their deck. So that's the window that we needed, or SUNSPARKS needed, in order to just, you know, make up for the loss that they have during the first 6 minutes of our game.
Yeah, and again, first 6 minutes are super important, but what's more important? Closing it out, which seems to be becoming a problem for ULVL. Now they're getting picked off one by one. Tyrant's Rage follows straight into the Falling Starbone. Everyone is blind, but they are still fighting. What a perfect team fight here coming from SUNSPARKS. They are still going hard. KLVJ still in the middle of everything. Greed is still on that Kaja, still very, very, very healthy, and now SUNSPARKS, they are pushing ULVL back despite the huge early game advantage that they got.
And you know what the good thing about here is, Rockhart? The fact that SUNSPARKS were able to escalate this from 0 to 100 real quick is making a statement. You know what? Don't mess with us just because you had a very good early game potential. And this is what they're showing us right now. The fact that they were able to turn this around gets the map control in a not too dominant, but they managed to give allowance for themselves, is something that you have to take into account for. Now what does ULVL have to do? Because we are going down into the middle phases of their game, which means that they have a slight disadvantage because, like what I said earlier, ULVL has the early game potential, but come the mid game, this is what we are seeing right now. Hellcurt will be getting a pick off from himself, but the Kaja will be having a Divine Judgment alongside with the Blazing Duet. Natalia will be having that tornado, but again, this is the Claude. It was a wrong target, and now we are seeing Unseen trying to be stealthy, but not enough because Rafflesia says, you can't see me, right? But I can't see you.
What the potato was Escanor doing there on the mid lane? That should have been... That was a clean fight. They could have actually taken that. JP was not in a good spot yet in terms of damage out, but that team fight went on for a full minute, and it still did not go... I mean, it wasn't quick. It wasn't as clean as we thought it would be from SUNSPARKS. Let's have a look at that again.
Okay, we are now seeing that the Dark Knight Falls was proc. But of course, at the same time, with Kaja's Divine Judgment and the Blazing Duet. And looking right here, really just getting dispersed, and Rafflesia just really good with the prediction place, just really spotting out the Natalia onto the brushes, which really turned the tables around right now in terms of gold and, you know, pick off kill takes rather. And I think I want to say it's safe because I think this might go in a way a smooth direction.
See,
Yes.
like right now though, Great Dark Knight falls attempt there. Oh, very cheeky play there coming from Kiluash, and on the top lane it's gonna be JP Blaze Duet here on Escanor, gonna be slapping him a little bit on the bottom just because of what he did. Bottom lane gonna be a different story though. 4-man collapse and the tower falls. Top lane will be answered by SUNSPARKS, but I think ULVL this time they are on the right track to get back.
They paid attention in terms of split pushing capacities because I think they sort of expected this to happen, because once comes the middle phases of our game, I think they already know that they might be in a pinch in terms of damage output. So that was a good call for ULVL to actually really retaliate the split pushing abilities of SUNSPARKS is doing onto the top side. That was a good call, but again, this is barely it. They need to do something that could really lock this game down. And if you notice, of course, the Lord is already up. JP will be ejected. But again, this is a risky fight because you're already alone. Divine Judgment will be there for you alongside with your other kits. And they only invested into, what, how many resources? And they have quick cooldowns. And what's the funny thing here is that they are dispersed in a manner wherein ULVL might have difficulty in engaging team fights. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, what a scrappy team fight, by the way. Unseen all alone, everyone is going solo. They ride in solo, boy, and KLVJ. It's every man. It's a man-to-man defense. What are you gonna do, right? KLVJ goes into the Falling Star Moon. What a blunder there, being given the treatment by, of course, Deb on that Jawhead. That was a giveaway. That was a free take, but they are probably still gonna get this Lord. Will they finish it off? Apparently so. And ULVL slipping off each and every time they're given a chance to get back.
Mm-hmm. I think that Esmeralda, tower dive was actually on purpose, simply because so that SUNSPARKS would be given allowance for the Lord. Because if you notice, they were already in the direction to go to the Lord's area. But the thing is, I think that Esmeralda pickoff was just for baits. and it did its job, so yeah.
Yeah, they got the Lord like earlier with Rafflesia, remember on game 1?
Yeah.
That's basically all that happened there. KLVJ knew he was not going out of there. Obviously, he was not gonna survive. But he went for it anyway, because the rest of the team was already positioned around the Lord area. And now being given small leeway, the Lord is also gonna be very close to done. It's gonna be Greed with the flicker in! They catch on to the Escanor, but will be baited, regenerates almost back to half health, but no one is gonna be there to answer at all. No one to defend. Looks like Leo's mustache gonna remain intact as well as the rest of SUNSPARKS. They want to finish it. They want to call it a night. They clear up target for target, and looks like the minions are the only ones they're waiting for right now.
But again, they still have to be very careful. They just need to wait for the minions, sure. But you still have to take note. I mean, as much as I don't want to give false hope right here, but it looks like I think they will be finishing it off. You know what? And the one thing that I've learned from SUNSPARKS right here is to really not keep your eyes closed even for a second, because anytime they could turn the tables around. Okay, he will be flickered onto ejected, but again, I think they will be going for the base, and that is it for game number 2 in the hands of SUNSPARKS.